Hi, I'm Rich from Dubai 92 and we've teamed up with Spinneys, Eat Well, Live Well, to give you some ideas for a romantic Valentine's. Today we're going to look at the starter. Now, a starter should be nice and easy, which is why we're going to do Thai flavoured mussels with some great little crispy noodles. The mussel I want to use, well, you can either use the green lipped ones, which are already cooked, which makes our lives so much easier, or the black mussels, again, already cooked and available from Spinneys. We're going to go with the black ones because they're a little bit smaller and a little bit sweeter. So the beauty of this recipe is that everything is done for you and it's all about putting it together and heating it up. Preparation. We're going to start by preparing the vegetables. The beauty of these Thai mussels is they're packed full of big flavors. So we're going to be using ginger, turmeric, chili, shallots, garlic, coriander and lime. So big flavors hitting every sense. We're going to prepare these very simply by thinly slicing all the vegetables. We're going to cook these very quickly in a hot pan, and as the mussels are cooked we only add them at the very last minute. So we're going to take a little bit of ginger, about 1 centimeter, and we're going to cut it very thinly and then slice it again very thinly to make long shards. Now this recipe is enough for 4 people as a starter or 2 people as a main course. Take in the turmeric, again like the ginger, thinly sliced. You could use dried turmeric if you wanted to, but the fresh is so much better. Quickly slicing it, releasing the color and the flavors. Again, we're only going to use 2 cloves of garlic, so not the whole garlic. Take 2 fat cloves out, peel them, and just slice them thinly. The thinner you go, the more flavors come out of the vegetables when we're cooking them, as we're cooking them very quickly. The shallot we're going to dice. If you don't have a shallot, you can always use a red onion or a small onion. Actually, we're going to do this thinly sliced as well. We're going to just keep the texture in there. And the final big flavor we're going to add is going to be the chili. Now we don't want too much heat in there, so we're going to remove most of the seeds. And we're using a big red chili, because the bigger the chili, the less heat, but still give a spicy kick. If you're brave enough, you could use a green chili. So the heat's actually found in the membrane and in the seeds, so we're just going to remove as much of that as possible. We're going to keep some in there, because you don't want to lose every bit of it, but that's where the heat's found. Remember to wash your hands thoroughly after this. And again, we're just going to thinly slice it. And then it's ready for cooking. Now we've got the preparation ready, this starter will cook in less than 5 minutes. We're going to start off by cooking the garnish. Now I'm going to use a pan of hot oil. You can use sunflower or corn oil for this. I like to use clean oil each time because the rice noodles which we're going to deep fry are going to come out a brilliant white, which will add texture and color to this dish. White rice vermicelli, glass noodles otherwise known. We know they're ready to cook when the oil's hot enough. As soon as you drop one strand in, it will puff up and come as beautiful crispy little knots. So they're ready, and then we're going to drain them on kitchen paper. So just cut in the rice vermicelli. You're just going to cut them into about 4-inch pieces and just drop them in. As you see, they instantly cook. We can remove them. Now this is going to be the garnish, and it's also a little bit of texture to the mussel dish and give a contrast. So drop it in. As soon as it's ready, you remove it. Instant. We just allow that to cool down, and we go on to cooking the mussels. Okay, so in a pan, we just put a tiny bit of oil in there, just so we can saute the vegetables as we get going. So we're going to start it off by adding the thinly sliced garlic. We're going to add the shallots and the ginger. Now this is just going to get stirred around and heated until the shallots and the ginger are translucent, which means you can see it's starting to cook. It hasn't browned and you can see through it. Now the beauty of cutting the vegetables so thinly is that this will cook very, very quickly. Once you start to see the onions and the shallots turn translucent, then we can add our turmeric. The turmeric will give beautiful flavor, but it'll also give that richness in color. Already the oil's turned a brilliant ginger, and we'll start going deeper in orange as the heat goes through it. Now if you haven't got cooked mussels, this is where you can start adding them into your mixture. But we've got cooked mussels, so we're going to throw them in at the very, very end. To this, we're going to add half our chili. I'm going to keep some back for garnish. I'm just going to cook that out. You see the colors already changing from the turmeric. To this, we're going to add some coconut milk. Just going to spoon it in. Incorporate everything into that. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of vegetable stock. Now if you had seafood stock, that'd be brilliant, but I don't, so I'm just going to use a tiny bit of vegetable stock. Now we're going to just bring this to a simmer. Once coconut milk starts to boil, we're going to add a tiny bit of sugar to this, just for the sweeter, and then a squeeze of lime, as in the traditional Thai cooking. Sweet and sour, spicy, salt, and all the flavors, the bold flavors of Thailand. We're going to add in there some parsley, which has just been ripped up with my hands, and a tiny bit of coriander, which we're just going to rip off the little leaves and just get them in there. Tiny bit of salt, and then some fish sauce, nampla. Just going to add a tiny dash of that, just to give some depth of flavor. Infuse it, give it a quick taste, and season if you need to correct it. And then we're going to add the mussels. Now these mussels are already cooked, so these are only going to reheat very, very quickly. Cover them over, and the color and the flavor in there, and bring this back to a simmer. Now if you're cooking your mussels from scratch, you would put a lid over these and you would cook them for about 3 minutes. Now we're just heating these through. They're already cooked, so literally seconds. Take our serving dish. I'm We're going to ladle in mussels. Some of the broth. Plenty of vegetables in there. We're going to tear off some more coriander, sprinkle it around. Take some of the noodles which we fried off earlier on the top and finish it with some chili flakes and a tiny wedge of lime on the side. And there you have it, a perfect Valentine starter, Thai flavored mussels.
Your Dubai 92.